Welcome to Raaonline. Greetings for the day. I am Dr. Prakash, Professor of Neonatology in Sri Ramchandra Medical College. Now we are going to talk on neonatal jaundice, which is the most common problem in well babies as well as unwell babies. Neonatal jaundice needs to be recognized, as it can lead on to a very severe complication called chronic bilirubin encephalopathy, which has got long-term consequences. So, we will see in this session, and by the end of the session, you will be knowing to approach a babies with clinical jaundice, how to differentiate physiological from pathological jaundice, how to manage neonatal jaundice effectively. So, what is neonatal jaundice? It is a visible appearance of yellowishness of the skin when the level of jaundice is about 5 to 7 milligram per deciliter. So, incidence it ranges from 25 to 50% in term babies, and it's even up to 80% in preterm babies. And significant jaundice occurs in 6% of term babies, and this 6% is babies where we need to identify and manage appropriately so that you prevent bilirubin encephalopathy. A clinical assessment is usually used by visually looking at the baby and the jaundice level at different parts of the body, and that's called Kramer grade scale. So if you have the babies up to chest, it's called with the mild yellow color, lemon yellow color, then we call the jaundice level correlates to about 7 to 9 milligram per deciliter. Though this has been widely used, but a lot of evidence has come telling that visual assessment of jaundice sometimes does not correlate. So they recommend to use, it's been recommended to use transcutaneous bilirubinometer, which is an equipment where you place it on the skin, either on the forehead or on the sternum, and then you see what is the bilirubin level, and based on that you take action. So it shows the bilirubin level when it is placed on the skin. So for example, in this baby, if you see, the bilirubin level is 3.5 milligram per deciliter. Now if you go into the bilirubin metabolism, so why there is jaundice, how does jaundice come in neonates? So if bilirubin is produced from hemoglobin, roughly 34 milligram is produced from 1 gram of hemoglobin, and then if from non-heme sources you get 1 milligram per kg. So this bilirubin goes to the liver, which is binds to something called ligandin, which is an acceptor, bilirubin acceptor, that is transferred to the liver, and with the use of bilirubin uridine diphosphoGlucuronide transferase enzyme, it is conjugated to become conjugated bilirubin. It's called bilirubin glucuronide. Now this bilirubin glucuronide is transported to the intestine. From the intestine, can again deconjugate via beta glucuronidase in the intestine. This is a special enzyme which is there in the neonates in the intestines. This will deconjugates, and this unconjugated fraction is again absorbed back into the blood, and this is called enterohepatic circulation. Now otherwise, this conjugated bilirubin, it can also be acted upon by bacteria, and it converts into stercobilin, and that gets excreted. So this is the mechanism of how bilirubin is being metabolized. Now if you look at, there is something called physiological jaundice. As I said, that newborn babies do develop jaundice physiologically, and there is something called pathological jaundice. Now it's important to identify the pathological jaundice, because physiological jaundice does not cause that much of a problem. So when will you think baby has got physiological jaundice? If it appears after 24 hours, the maximum intensity is about 4th to 5th day in term babies and 7th day in preterm babies. The bilirubin level is usually below 15 milligram per deciliter and clinically not detectable after 14 days, and it disappears without any treatment. So you should remember, one assessment of jaundice is not sufficient. Continuously jaundice should be monitored.